From an employee resorting to illegal means while on duty to another employee lacking any sense of professionalism when interacting with customers. Tensions are definitely running high. Prepare yourself for jaw-dropping moments and shocking revelations as unsuspecting workers face the harsh reality of losing their jobs. What was wrong with the employee here that the boss had to say this?
When you see so much hope and potential in someone, it feels like betrayal.
First up, we meet Jane Grody Abel, the boss lady and owner of Donato's Pizza. She's all about keeping this 50-year-old family business running smoothly at every branch. But the employee she came across was ruthless. Now, Donato's is no joke. With a whopping 5,000 employees, they're one of the hottest pizza chains around. But here's the twist. It seems like their employee game might not be on point everywhere. Brace yourself for some jaw-dropping moments as Jane interacts with a delivery driver. Get ready to see how it all plays out. Aaron and Jane, with Jane undercover as Kathy, are on a mission to deliver some mouth-watering pizzas. They hit the road, ready to conquer the pizza delivery game. And guess what? They make their first stop, and things seem to be going pretty darn smoothly.
Hey, what's up, Mark? How you doing? All right, here's your pizza. If you could just go ahead and double check that.
Looks good.
All right, awesome. All right, thank you.
The change.
Awesome, thank you.
This dude, Aaron, he's got some serious good vibes going on when he talks to the customers. And check this out.
I love that Aaron had a really great customer service balance with speed.
Kathy is totally digging his lightning-fast delivery skills too. They roll up to the next stop, and Aaron graciously lets Kathy take the reins on the pizza delivery. But here's the kicker. Aaron straight up declares that he's gonna push Kathy to be the absolute best delivery driver by the end of the day. He puts her through the paces, making sure she nails the delivery and even timing her. And when she pulls it off, he gives her some major props. It's pretty darn impressive to witness folks who go all out for their work, you know? At this point, Kathy is over the moon with Aaron and how he connects with customers. But hold on tight, because what he's about to say next is about to flip the whole thing.
I have a really good time doing it. You would encounter some really weird stuff.
Like what?
A lot of people smoke pot.
Jane was totally right to expect top-notch people on her team. She's beyond disappointed, feeling like it's not just unsafe, but also downright illegal. She was so tempted to ditch her disguise and fire that guy on the spot. I mean, who wouldn't? But of course, she couldn't blow her cover just yet. She didn't even want to ride in the car with him, thinking he must have been high as a kite earlier. But hey, Jane kept her cool, and after a little while, she dropped the bomb on him.
Devil's weed.
Is it legal?
Is it legal to smoke marijuana?
I would fire them.
Would you really?
Absolutely.
Oh, wow.
She straight up tells him that if he was working under her and smoking pot, she'd fire him in a heartbeat, because it put so many lives at risk. And you know what this guy says in response? Brace yourself, because he goes, "Oh, I'd never admit that to my boss." I mean, seriously? He practically walked right into that one. After a whole week of undercover work, Jane switches back to her true identity as Jane Grody Abel. So she rings up her associates to give them the lowdown on what went down. And that's when she comes face to face with Aaron as herself. Now, even though it's totally neglectful to get high during work hours or any other time, one thing is crystal clear. This guy knows his stuff. But let's dive into that conversation.
I'm very upset. I can't believe you would, in your Donato's uniform, to do something that's illegal.
I apologize for that.
Man, it's a shame. He could have done so much better. Next one is a total letdown.
This is not part of the values that I installed in the company.
Brendan has a mangina.
Next up, featuring Nader Masada, the president and CEO of Buffalo Wings and Rings. This time, he's going undercover in Bardstown, Kentucky, taking on the role of a kitchen manager. Let's see what happens when he meets up with Wes, the actual kitchen manager. The stage is set, so here's how their encounter unfolds.
I'm looking for Wes.
It's me. You must be...
I'm Pete.
I'm going to teach you everything you need to know back here.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
No surprises there, Wes definitely comes across as someone who's in control and takes his job seriously. It's no wonder that our guy here feels a bit intimidated by Wes's demeanor. We kind of saw that one coming, didn't we? Now let's find out what Wes has to say about Nader. This conversation is about to get interesting.
He's got the scumbag gold chain, the thick nerd glasses, and the shiny bald head. He seems very soft, like grandma's pancakes.
Oh wow, it seems like Wes wasted no time in spewing out some hateful comments, and that too without really knowing anything about Nader. That's definitely not a good start to their interaction. Wes goes as far as telling Nader that if he wants to work with him, he needs to speed things up and stop being so slow, even making exaggerated remarks about how sluggish Nader is in getting into his uniform.
What in the is taking him so long?
Because I'm ready to go.
Damn. If you're going to work back here with me, man, you're going to have to get the lead out of your ass.
Ouch. But it doesn't end there. Wes proceeds to explain all the workings to Nader. This is quite an unexpected turn of events, and it'll be interesting to see how Nader handles this situation and if he can turn things around.
Grab the bourbon sauce. You look like a pretty lonely guy. You probably should have some pretty good wrist action. Yep.
Oh boy, Wes really knows how to cross the line with his comments, doesn't he? Not only does he try to assist Nader with the chicken pieces in the bowl, but he goes even further with his inappropriate remarks.
Do what you could never do on prom night. Tap it twice.
I mean, saying something like do what you could never do on prom night, which is tap it twice, is not only over the line, but completely unnecessary. Fortunately, Pete takes charge and decides to handle the job as per the orders on the screen. It'll be interesting to see how Pete handles the situation and if he can rise above Wes's remarks. Something tells me it's going to be quite a ride. Things are really taking a turn for the worse. We've got Red, Sean's trusted manager and girlfriend, in the mix. And there's a real risk that she might recognize him since she's been to his office not too long ago.
I'm working in the kitchen and I see someone I recognize. And it's Red, the franchise owner Sean's trusted manager and girlfriend.
To avoid blowing his cover, Nader tries to keep his distance from her. But that's not the only issue at hand. Wes just can't seem to stop complaining, especially about Nader being old and slow.
He's old. He's got lead in his ass. You definitely overdropped on fries. And try and pull the anchor out of your ass.
It's non-stop negativity from Wes, claiming that the guy has cost them money and angered customers. It's a tough situation for Nader to be in. To make matters even more uncomfortable, Wes completely takes over and orders our man to clean up the mess he's caused, even going as far as telling him to clean the floor so meticulously, so much, that it's clean enough for somebody to have sex on the floor.
You want this floor so clean, you would have sex on it.
This man really has no filter. And there's more to come. So brace yourself what happens next in this unfolding drama.
You might be the biggest D-bag in history. Pete is a little bitch. He's definitely made of vagina.
You hit the nail on the head. Wes seems to believe that instilling fear on the employees will earn him respect. But that's a foolish mindset to have. His attempts to intimidate the people working there, like suggesting that Nader would need to pull his skirt up to walk in the back, only showcase his bullying behavior. But fear not, because Nader has reached his limit with Wes's nonsense. It's time for him to take a stand against this bully. Here's what Nader does to put an end to Wes's inappropriate behavior. This is about to be a defining moment in their interaction.
Is he just putting an act on?
No, that's him. He has no respect for anybody in that restaurant.
Indeed, the woman has also endured a lot in this challenging environment. Faced with a series of incidents and witnessing Wes's behavior, Nader decides it's time to have a conversation with Sean, the franchise owner. Nader doesn't hold back and expresses his frustration, stating that if given the chance, he would fire Wes immediately.
If I had the authority, I would fire him tonight.
He emphasizes the importance of creating a safe and respectful workplace for all employees. Nader even goes as far as mentioning that he would tear apart the franchise agreement if Sean isn't willing to take appropriate action.
I'm taking the franchise agreement, I'm gonna rip it apart if Sean is refusing to do the right thing for his staff.
He'll do the right thing.
In a pivotal moment, Nader decides it's time to reveal his true identity to Sean.
I'm not Pete.
Clearly, yeah.
Instead of owning up to his mistakes and showing some remorse, Wes chooses to engage in a heated argument, trying to justify his actions.
I'm not their dada, I'm their manager.
Okay.
It's a classic case of deflecting responsibility instead of taking accountability. Now, here's where things get really interesting. Sean, the franchise owner, claims to be the kind of person who believes in second chances and never giving up on anyone. However, he also recognizes that there comes a point where tough decisions need to be made in order to ensure the success of the business. And in this case, Sean understands that keeping Wes on board would only hinder the progress and safety of the workplace.
You know, it's alarming, it's upsetting. I'm a person that doesn't give up on anybody.
So, with a heavy heart, Sean makes the tough call and decides to let Wes go. It's not an easy decision to make, but Sean understands that sometimes it's necessary to make the hard choices for the greater good. Now brace yourself for what comes next. Despite being fired and facing the consequences of his actions, Wes shockingly declares that he has no intention of changing his ways. He stubbornly holds on to his toxic behavior and shows no signs of remorse or willingness to learn from his mistakes.
I'm not gonna change me. I am who I am. Sorry, I'm such a scary monster.
It's truly astonishing to witness someone so resistant to personal growth and improvement, even when faced with the repercussions of their actions. This whole situation raises important questions about the importance of self-reflection, growth, and taking responsibility for one's actions. It's a stark reminder that some individuals may not be suited for certain lines of work if they're unwilling to adapt, learn, and treat others with respect. Get ready to witness a prime example of an employee who is completely unsuitable for the job.
Tell my employees is if you're not satisfied with your job and you don't respect the people you work for, get out because you're not doing me any favors.
Let's dive into the world of Empire CLS. Now, when it comes to this high-end chauffeur service, they take the phrase "customer is king" to a whole new level. We're talking about Empire CLS, operating in over 700 cities worldwide. And guess what? In this episode, we get a special treat. David Seelinger, the CEO himself, goes undercover as an employee and heads to the corporate headquarters in Secaucus, New Jersey. He's all about getting down and dirty in the dispatch environment. So, after Anthony gives David a rundown of how things work on the screen, they start monitoring the driver's timings. It's all smooth sailing until they receive a particular call. David answers the phone, and it's a guy named Ramon, who just wants to add a quick 2-minute stop to his ride. Sounds simple enough, right?
So I have to make one extra stop in Manhattan.
It's a 2-minute stop, sir. Literally 2 minutes.
Literally 2 minutes?
But here's where things take a wild turn. Anthony takes charge of the phone and asks Ramon to hand it over to the chauffeur. And trust me, what he says next is about to blow your mind.
I'm gonna have to take this one, bro. I just want to run something by the chauffeur.
Sure.
You don't have me on speakerphone, do you? I want to talk to you, not him.
The customer politely explains that the additional stop is no biggie, mentioning that they are a born and raised New Yorker, so it's not out of the way for them. But here's the problem. Customers should never be put in a position where they have to justify themselves, especially not with the tone that the agent was using. Talk about a major customer service fail. And hold on tight, because that's not even the end of it.
I'm adding an extra stop. There's no question within my mind.
But it's on the way home.
You're lying to me.
That is not the way I run my business.
I'm adding it.
Anthony's behavior towards the customer is completely unacceptable. Instead of maintaining a good rapport and finding a solution, he's more interested in arguing and proving his point. It's clear that he has no regard for the customer's needs. The man's definitely in the wrong line of work. Customer service is all about finding resolutions and keeping customers satisfied, not engaging in pointless arguments. But wait, it gets even worse. After the heated exchange, Anthony actually decides to take a break and goes off to smoke cigarettes, just because he feels like it.
All I know is I need a damn cigarette. I don't know if you're a smoker or not, but I'm about to smoke 3 at one time.
Talk about unprofessional behavior. Later on, David decides to blow his cover and confronts Anthony directly. Here's how that goes.
You can't act like that. And the way you presented it to me, like you're a victim. You're not a victim.
Victim of myself, basically, is what it is, man.
Sometimes such interventions are essential to uphold the company's values, maintain customer satisfaction, and ensure the team is aligned with the organization's goals. In this case, blowing the cover and speaking to Anthony directly was indeed a vital step towards fostering a better functioning and customer-oriented culture within the company. Brace yourselves for an employee who had an absolutely awful attitude towards the customers.
It's unacceptable to our brand.
In the grand finale of Season 4, Episode 9, we're introduced to the CEO of Boston Market, the renowned provider of convenient and delicious home-style meals. With a crucial mission at hand, the CEO assigns Sarah Bitter, the Chief Brand Officer, to venture down to Georgia.
I've spent so much time in the field, they're going to recognize me right away. You have a great advantage. They're not going to know who you are.
Her new role? An hourly shift supervisor within the company. This is a significant move, as Sarah steps into the shoes of a frontline employee, experiencing firsthand the challenges and dynamics of the company's operations at the ground level. The stage is set for an insightful journey as Sarah immerses herself into the day-to-day responsibilities of a shift supervisor. Rachel enters the scene with high hopes for her undercover mission at Boston Market. She's looking forward to seeing the employees demonstrate a positive and welcoming attitude towards the customers. And lo and behold, she comes across Ronnie, who fits the bill perfectly. Ronnie's demeanor is delightful as he engages with customers, displaying a genuine warmth and friendliness. His ability to create a welcoming atmosphere is impressive, and it's clear that he's committed to providing a great dining experience. Rachel is pleased to witness Ronnie's excellent customer service skills, as he embodies the qualities she had hoped to find during her undercover stint at Boston Market. And so, Rachel's undercover journey is off to a promising start, and she's eager to uncover more about the company and its dedicated employees.
Standard procedure is to greet the customer as they walk in and say, hello, welcome to Boston Market, blah, 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 whatever. Because we have to make customers, on a pedestal.
Well, that was quite a surprise. Ronnie seems to have misunderstood what corporate representation is all about. He made a funny comment suggesting they should secretly force-feed customers, but he's got it all wrong.
It shouldn't be a question, you should be forcing it down their throat, because that is what corporate has told us to do. I hate making sandwiches, and I hate doing them, so I'm basically going to make you do them.
Wow, talk about a serious case of job dissatisfaction. I mean, if Ronnie hates his gig so much, why even bother sticking around? And to top it off, he casually strolls outside to puff on some cigarettes during work hours, without a care in the world about his responsibilities. Brace yourselves for what's coming next, because it's about to blow your mind.
Children and old people are literally the worst I've ever seen in my entire life.
Man, Ronnie's lack of care for the customers is just downright frustrating. Maybe he should consider a job where he doesn't have to interact with people at all. Rachel is clearly pissed off, and who can blame her? I mean, calling the customers little bitches? That's just crossing the line, dude.
Hey, bitch.
Finally, the moment we've all been waiting for arrives when Rachel reveals her true identity.
My name is Sarah Bidorf, and I'm the Chief Brand Officer of Boston Market.
Ronnie realizes he messed up big time, and you can see it all over his face.
Oh my god.
Rachel doesn't hold back and expresses her deep disappointment in discovering his true feelings towards the customers. She doesn't even think he's cut out for this business. And honestly, can you blame her?
And you don't seem like you love to serve. So I don't know if this is the business for you.
If you're in any line of work, you've got to interact with people, right? So this kind of negative approach has no place in any business. Ronnie claims he's willing to work on it, but in the end, Rachel decides to give him the boot.
I'm going to send you home for the day. You might want to think about whether this is really the right job choice for you.
So, that's it? That's all?
She's totally justified in wanting the right people to keep her business running smoothly. And maybe, just maybe, this will be a big lesson for Ronnie. And that's a wrap, folks. Sadly, we've reached the end of the video. Now, it's your turn to tell us which employee you thought was the worst. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to smash that like button and hit subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks for tuning in, guys.